It's also not really one of the builds, though, that MC seems to like to do. I don't think I've ever seen him do it Immortal Sentry All-In.
I've seen him, he prefers gateway aggression.
Gateway aggression and Stargate?
And the last big thing that MC won, Ben, was the Red Bull Battlegrounds. Of course, after that, he still won a lot of money. Being the runner-up of GSL Code S is probably even a bigger achievement than winning most foreign tournaments. But still, after that, he had a lot of troubles in GSL. Winning NASL would still sort of like crown his year as a super successful year, as he of course won a lot of money this year, and certainly early on he won so many big tournaments. He won the very first Home Story Cup back then. He won the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships final. He won Red Bull Battlegrounds, but that was all in the first few months of this year.
That's right. MC's dominance was
early 2012.
Yeah, he was one of those players that was playing very well alongside MMA.
That's so true. Yeah, they were basically winning everything.
And then, of course, on the other side of that, the Swedish player Sortof, who, well, he doesn't really have any huge wins to his credit. He qualified for the NASL through the Open.
Yeah, very recently, just kind of squeezed in our season midway through, you know, when we already kind of know all our guys, and suddenly like, hey, Sortof, like, okay, I'm still in the running for this year as well.
That's right. Played in the Open, lost to Golden, if I'm not mistaken, in the final of the Open.
But I was still good enough to participate in our season. He had to play, of course, in the wildcards, guys, because the wildcards is one rounds before the players. And in those wildcards, man, he defeated Mana 3-0. And Mana, I always feel that he's one of those guys that's stronger offline than he's online. But still, if you defeat Mana 3-0, you know how to play ZVP.
Absolutely. And if you win 2 maps against MC, you know how to play. ZVP. Sortof is playing very, very well. MC is going to go ahead and open up with a Forge here on Ohana.
The winner of this series is going to play...
Violet?
No, Violet's playing the Muslim.
Winner of this gets Hyun?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, that's an unenviable position.
You never know, man. Even a young can lose, as he just lost to Creator. I'm sure that MC would love to be part of our season, man. He's always had a good time at NASL. He's been successful in our league. He won his Sunday Showdown back then as well. We'll see. He's going to open up very safe. Yeah, we see Cannon before the gate. Man, what an important game for MC. I really didn't expect this chain of events. What also means, by the way, guys, if Sortof wins this, not only are we going to have 2 Europeans, we're going to only have 1 Protoss player. Ben, Season 3 is like 4 months ago. We had 5 Protoss players at our final. What happened to our Protoss heroes?
Well, we had 5 Protoss players at our last final and a Zerg won. Yeah. Maybe if there's only 1 Protoss at this final.
It's possible. It's Hero after all. He's going to play Tasia in the first round. He kind of demolished Tasia before, but still, I am just blown away. I'm still super excited though. Even me as a Protoss player, Ben, I cannot wait to see the Muslim go up against Violet. I cannot wait to see Hyun play against the winner of this. And of course, I'm super excited for Hero versus Tasia.
It's going to be an amazing final. Any way you cut it, there's going to be so many good games. Hyun is a monster. I honestly, Kevin, I think if Sortof beats MC, that he has a reasonable chance against Hyun.
Yeah, his ZVZ is good, man. I mean, he beat Nurcho back then in WCS Europe. If you beat Nurcho in ZVZ, you also know how to play ZVZ. You know what, man? I just think that this sort of guy, he knows how to play StarCraft. I think we figured it out.
That's kind of what it boils down to.
Who could have thought? +1 on the way for MC in this also important and perhaps final deciding game here on Ohana. It's the 4th one. This probe takes quite a bit of damage. He sees this third base going up for Sortof. Everything is standard. You know, I love how these good players always sacrifice probes, man. But sometimes I also feel it does put you behind, man. Like in the previous game, he sacrificed 2 probes pretty early on. The scout from Sortof, I mean, I felt like we didn't really give the credits that he deserved for that. That Overseer scout could not have been any better. That Dark Templar walked into the main base. He shut it down, did not lose a single unit, did not lose a unit anywhere else. I would have loved to see MC at least wipe in 3 Dark Templars and split them over all 3 bases, because I think it was guaranteed that he was going to do at least some more damage.
Sortof did an excellent job of dealing with it, though. Excellent job of scouting it, preparing for it, and shutting it down. Will be a Stargate opening on Ohana for MC. It doesn't surprise me that much, as we kind of talked about already, that he tends to favor these kinds of playstyles.
Stargate is still pretty good. He's getting the +1 as well. Maybe we actually see some real 4-gate +1, like lots of Zealots, and then Phoenix is up in the air. That's something how Squirtle and Ace used to play back in the days. That's a very long time ago. But hey, that actually sort of worked back then. And in the current metagame, I can see that Yeah, working again. If they avoid roaches, I mean, +1 Zealots, which Phoenix is above it. Phoenix is deal with the queens. Zealots, of course, excellent against Lynx. Might be able to pull it off. We saw Hero actually try to do that today against Stefano. He did not win that game. He did win the series. It's a Void Ray opening, man. Well, he's already done 20 workers. God, that's just the biggest difference between Stargate back in the days and Stargate these days. Zerg players, their openings are so super strong economically. Wow, is he just going to try to like force field sort of out of his base or something? Second Void Ray even. Wow, MC, this is such a risky strategy, Ben. If he's not going to be able to deal so much damage right now, I think he's just going to straight up die.
We'll see right now. Small skirmish happening on the bottom half of the map as Zerglings exchange blows with the Zealot and his Stalker buddy. MC just kind of poking around looking for openings, seeing if he can figure out exactly what's up on his opponent's side of the map.
Okay, it's not going to be sentries, it's going to be Zealots, but there are quite a few roaches, 5 roaches in production, sort of dealing with the units over here on the left side of the map. Of course, Void Ray deals a lot of damage to these roaches, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. MC is down like 20 workers, Ben. He needs to deal so much damage to justify this investment.
Yes, he does, and for the most part, Sortof's doing a very reasonable job of dealing with this. More Warpins on the high ground, but a Sentry and a couple of Zealots. Will that be enough? I'm not so inclined to believe that it will be. There are 5 roaches about to spawn, 10 Lings. That said, if he can continue to hold this ramp, if he can continue to warp in, then anything's possible.
Yeah, he's going to need to warp in right now, Ben, because I feel this is like the only anti-air there is. These 2 Void Rays, they might actually pay for themselves. After all, Spore Crawlers go up, but I think that these Void Rays can always cancel this. Force field goes down, he needs to take out that queen. Wow, MC might actually make this work.
Oh, that was a really nice force field. Now the queen's exposed.
He's not really using the Void Rays all the time. Now he is. Don't want to lose charge.
Oh, and another good force field. So these Void Rays are going to continue to do work down here in the natural. Oh, they are going to lose their charge. It's a bit unfortunate, but this queen's going to die very quickly. It's now 3 Void Rays in the natural, and a bunch of gateway units up in the main.
Kills a Spore Crawler, but the Hydralisk then is on the way, Ben, and it's going up over here, I think, in the turret base. I think it's so smart, including an Infestation Pit. Where is it, Hydralisk then? Doesn't really matter. These Zealots will die, but these Void Rays have free reign. Okay, wow, he could have focused it down, I think. There are 5 Hydras on the way right now against 3 Void Rays. That might just barely be enough. Queen is going to die once more. Wow, MC is really doing this very well.
Yeah, he's continually warping in more and more units. The Void Rays continue to be as active as possible.
7 Hydralisks, man. 10 Hydralisks on the way right now against 4 Void Rays.
Now, the ones that pop out in the natural are going to die almost immediately.
MC is, I mean, Sortof has so many units here. You might as well just rally them across the map. First Hydralisks do die. That's the biggest problem. Is he going to be able to keep all Hydralisks together? So far, they're streaming in one by one. Here they come.
Yeah, here they come indeed. Void Ray is doing a great job of just thinning out the ranks of everything that sort of kind of tries to throw at him. MC has really done a phenomenal job of making these Void Rays worthwhile. And once again, we sort of come back to this whole concept of MC being the only guy in the world that ever seems to do well with Void Rays.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, but in the end of the day, yes, MC did a really good job, and this is an awesome scenario, but he's going to need the robotics bay, which he's warping in right now, because without Colossus, I still felt he was quite vulnerable. We might actually go to game 5 after all, Ben.
It's starting to look more and more like a possibility. MC at 93 supply, sort of at 98 supply.
Do you feel that MC could have done even more damage than he did? Because I felt that if he would have put those 2 Spore Crawlers over here, those spores would have never gone up, and I don't see how anything would have ever be out in time to save the main base.
I do feel like he could have killed the main, certainly.
Yeah. But he decided to go for the natural instead. I feel killing the main would have been a bigger deal. This is the layer. There's a spawning pool over here. There's a Roach Warren. I think that would have been a better. And there were more drones in the main. And of course, he could have just still force fielded off this ramp.
Yeah, that is very true. MC is showing no real signs of taking a 3rd base just yet. Sort of actually the one getting aggressive here.
Yeah, MC should just like force field off and be patient, man. Sit back and make force fields. As soon as one Colossus is out, MC is going to be super safe, and then this is kind of like old school Protoss Deathball Colossus Void Ray. Pretty much the strongest composition there is.
Yeah.
You can actually just straight up fight. There's so much DPS in that army.
Void Ray is doing crazy amounts of damage. Colossi are in production and will be out very, very soon. If not already. Yeah, there's the first Colossus popping out. 1 Colossus, 5 Void Rays, 10 Zealots against mostly Roach Hydra.
I don't see a world where Sortof is going to be able to win this fight, Ben.
No, it doesn't exist, Kevin. He's going to lose a lot of units here, and MC is going to just push right forward.
Everything.
And this actually could be the final moments of the game here. Sortof's in huge trouble. And his supply is just plummeting. MC goes up to 130 supply against the 70 of Sortof.
I cannot believe that MC pulled his 72 army supply against 12. For a moment, MC wanted to expand, and he's like, I actually think I can just run across the map and win this game. MC wins a game with Void Race, man, on Ohana.
Only MC could do it. He is marching across the map here.
If I would have done this, I would have felt so hard. You have no idea how bad it would have looked.
You could do it.
I would have lost against Silver League.
I believe.
I like this
believe
one Mutalisk. He really believes too.
Sort of going to try to muster one last defense. Nope, not even going to do that. He's just going to tap out. MC ties it up. And we will be moving to a 5th and final game.
Still possible that we have at least 2 Protoss players at the final, but of course it's still possible we're going to have 2 non-Koreans as well. Is the Muslim going to be the only non-Korean at our final, or will Sortof join him? We're going to find out after this final commercial break.